Welcome back to Docking Station. As always, I'm your host, Noobs. On today's show, we're taking a look back at video game naming conventions and how they drive me completely insane, especially in terms of sequels and spin-offs and how those all fit together. The worst of all, I gotta say, is Square Enix, Final Fantasy XI. Alright? What does that game have in common with every other Final Fantasy before it? Consider this. Let's say Square Enix wants to go back and start remaking the second half of their first dozen Final Fantasies, right? And they've all been either remade or re-released, or both, up to 6. Now everybody's saying, oh, we need 7. Square Enix says it's not possible or whatever. I'm sure sooner or later we're gonna get it in some form, right? So 7, 8, 9, no problem. But then you get to 10, 11, 12. What are they gonna do? 10, fine. 12, fine. But then they gotta just skip 11, right? You can't just remake or re-release an MMO. It doesn't work that way. So okay, they can do 10. They can do 10-2, I guess. And then they skip to 12. It's like, it's an incomplete set all of a sudden. Why not just call it Final Fantasy Online? And then Final Fantasy XIV, essentially its sequel, right? Another Final Fantasy MMO. Just call it Final Fantasy Online 2. There, you're done. Now you've got Square Enix doing really weird things too with, okay, they've got Final Fantasy Versus 13, which is like a sequel to the regular 13, I guess. Oh, except that they've also got 13-2. So now that's like the direct sequel, and Versus 13 is in the same or related universe or whatever. But like, the word versus, you're putting that in the middle. You can't put it in the middle. That doesn't make any sense. Final Fantasy 13 Versus. Fine, it's like a subtitle, spin-off, sequel, whatever. But Versus 13. It sounds like the Final Fantasy franchise is squaring off against that obscure last-gen title 13. Okay, and now they've got this new spin-off coming up called Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy. Again, you're putting the word before Final Fantasy. So my question is this now a new brand called Theater Rhythm, and then Final Fantasy is this one's subtitle? So like, if this does well, the sequel will be like Theater Rhythm : Dragon Quest. You know, is that the plan now? Theater Rhythm : Chrono Trigger? I mean, hey, if that's what they're doing, that's great. But I got a hunch that's not the plan. Let me know what you think of spin-offs, sequels, and how they're named in the comments section below. Rate this video, subscribe, and remember, stay charged.